Movie recapped here. Today, I'm going to explain a drama, romance, and sci-fi film called The Giver. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. After a calamity called the Ruin, society reorganized into literal black and white communities. The communities are ruled over by elders, including the chief elder. In order to maintain peace and harmony, anything that threatens unity was removed. This means that in this world, there is no such thing as skin color, race, or religion. Everyone is one and the same. Conflict, pain, and suffering were removed, but so were emotions, freedom, individuality, and joy. For the betterment of society, humans are forbidden to lie. Sexual desire and reproduction were prohibited and all humans were now being genetically engineered. Once a person comes into age, he or she will take their assigned place in the community. One day before the graduation ceremony, 18-year-old Jonas rides his bike with his two best friends, Fiona and Asher, on their way to their last day volunteering at the nurturing center. Unlike his friends, Jonas feels scared and unsure of the path that he's going to be assigned to. He feels different from his friends and sometimes, he sees things like a color that only he can see. They arrive at the nurturing center where Jonas's assigned father also works. His father is currently caring for an uncertain newborn, a baby who hasn't been assigned to their family unit yet. The uncertain newborn. Jonas is concerned since knowing a newborn's name is against the rules, but his father reassures him that the sound of the name calms the baby. As his father explains, Jonas looks over at Fiona and sees a tinge of red in her hair. He dismisses it and they continue with their work. At the end of the day, the trio walks to the fountain and does their little ritual of jumping through the mini waterfall. They talk about their impending graduation and promise that no matter what roles are assigned to them, they will remain friends. Later that night, Jonas expresses his anxiety during feelings time at dinner, a time when his father, mother, and little sister, Lily, talk about their day. His mother reassures him that the elders are never wrong and that they've been watching him since Jonas was a new child, so they will pick the perfect role for him. This does nothing to help Jonas's anxiety. The next morning, the day to finally graduate arrives. The chief elder appears as a hologram and hosts the graduation ceremony. The ceremony starts with that newborns are assigned to their birth mothers. Children at the age of 9 are given a symbol of their developing independence and responsibility. Soon enough, Jonas and the other graduates join the stage where the elders will now assign them their roles in the community. Fiona is assigned as a nurturer as predicted, while Asher becomes a drone pilot. The elders, however, skip Jonas's number until all the graduates have left the stage. The elders reassure the audience that this is not a mistake. They chose carefully this time because they couldn't afford another failure. Because of Jonas's intelligence, integrity, courage, and capacity to see beyond, he has chosen to be the next receiver of memory. After the ceremony, Jonas asks his father what the chief elder meant by "can't afford another failure," but his mother shuts down the conversation. In his bedroom, Jonas activates the chip to learn about his new role. As the next receiver of memory, it's his duty to report directly to the current receiver of memory. After his training, he is to return to his dwelling immediately. As of now, he is also exempt from rules governing rudeness and he can ask any question. Aside from his daily injection, he will not take any medication, especially ones that prohibit pain. He may not discuss his training with anyone and he will be permitted to lie. On his first day of training, Jonas wears his uniform, making him stick out from the rest, and rides his bike all the way to the edge where a house stood. He enters the house and since he's the new receiver of memory, it makes the current one, the giver. The giver sits on his chair and makes Jonas sit across from him. All the humans in their communities have no memories of the ancient past except for one, the receiver of memory. When the elders need guidance on matters beyond their experience, they go to the receiver of memory who gives them wisdom. Now that Jonas is the new receiver of memory, it's his role as the giver to share this history with him. Jonas spots a mark on the giver's wrist as he moves closer towards him. The giver sees the same mark on Jonas's wrist as he takes his hands in his. As their hands close together, Jonas is instantly transported into a new world that he has never seen before. It's very cold and he's surrounded by stuff that you call snow. He spots a sled and takes a ride on it until he stops at the edge of a house where a family is singing a Christmas song. Just then, Jonas is taken back to the giver's room. The giver tells him that he will remember the names and emotions in time. As they walk home, the giver tells Jonas that he will learn that there is so much more to the world they currently live in. In the evening, Mother asks about his training and notices that there's something different about him. Their conversation is cut short when Father brings Gabriel to the house. He decided to bring him in to help him catch up on his development. Jonas spots the same mark on Gabriel's wrist and knows that this baby will be chosen too. The next day at training, they explore the concept of color. Jonas shares that the first color he saw was red in Fiona's hair, while the giver tells him that his first color was yellow. Jonas seeps into the memories again and sees a burst of colors in the sky. He's witnessing what's called a sunset. When he opens his eyes again, he begins to see the colors in the room. The more he learns about the colors, the more he will see them in this world. The elders decided to get rid of colors because it encouraged envy. As Jonas looks out the window, the mist clears up just a little and reveals a tree. They were told that there was nothing beyond the mist, but then again, they were told a lot of things where they can watch the drones fly. At the viewing point, Asher tells them that he's seen elsewhere. It's just a few farms and houses like the communities. What's peculiar is that he saw two huge rocks as if they're forming a triangle. The two then ask Jonas about his job. Instead of telling them, he shows them. Jonas grabs a tray and Fiona does the same. Asher backs out and goes back to his training. Meanwhile, Jonas and Fiona sit on their trays and push themselves down from the viewing point and into the grass below. They laugh as Jonas helps Fiona to her feet. The community radio reminds them that it's impolite to touch people outside their family unit. Meanwhile, the chief elder meets with the giver and asks about Jonas's training. She informs him that Jonas was caught almost sharing his training with friends. The giver tells her that this is inevitable and even he himself tried to share his training with his friends when he was younger. She warns him to not get carried away and to remember what happened to the last receiver. He glares at her and tells her that the receiver had a name. When they have their training for the day, the giver gives several books for Jonas to read. A map slips out from one of the books. It's a map of their world with a large boundary called the Boundary of Memories. Jonas concludes that if one of them closes the boundaries, then all the memories of the world will be set free. The giver then leads him to the basement and shows him a piano. He introduces him to music and the meaning of emotions. He then reveals to Jonas that the morning injections they take remove their ability to feel emotions. He grabs Jonas's hand and transports him into a new memory, this time a medieval wedding full of food, music, and dancing. When he wakes up, Jonas feels a range of emotions he has never felt before. When he goes home after training, he teaches Lily how to dance. His parents see them dancing and look disturbed. A hologram message from the chief elder interrupts their conversation. The rest of the family go out and start their day while Mother remains to talk to the chief elder. The chief elder expresses her concern if Jonas is being trained properly, but he reassures her that she is. He lies to her and tells her that they sit together and talk. As he goes out, he grabs an apple and uses it on the morning injection instead of his arm. When Jonas leaves, the chief elder warns his mother to be more concerned about his son. Over the next few days, the giver teaches Jonas about everything from the ancient world. He shares with him various memories from different people, cultures, and religions. He also tells him about the animals that they used to have. He shows him every global milestone and every important historical event from their past. Jonas feels entranced at what he's learning. Every day that he learns something, the more he wants to learn. He loves the old world because it feels more complete somehow. At one point, the giver feels Jonas is ready to know pain. He holds his hand during a session and gives him a memory of some poachers killing an elephant. When Jonas wakes up, he finds himself crying. The giver comforts him, reminding him that there are far more painful things to come. Later that night, Jonas can't sleep and instead comforts Gabriel in his cradle. He tells him about the animals and is able to show him by holding his wrist. At this moment, Jonas realizes that Gabriel might become the new receiver of memory. He watches Fiona from her window and dreams of her when he sleeps. In his dream, the two of them lock lips together. Jonas tells the giver about his dream and learns that it's a combination of fantasy and reality. He explains Spike with Fiona the next day. She asks about his training but he feels hesitant to share. He also feels confused about his feelings for her. Later at home, he asks his family about the concept of love, but their explanations don't help at all. He tucks in Gabriel for the night and tells him that he loves him. He then shares a few happy memories with him before he goes to sleep. The next day when Jonas arrives for training, he finds the giver on the floor. He rushes to help him but before the giver could stop him, they hold hands and the memories begin flooding into Jonas. He's in the middle of a battlefield amidst a bloody battle. His friend lays next to him, bleeding from the chest. He fires his gun at the presumed enemy and kills her. When Jonas wakes up, he's horrified. He's never felt this emotion before. This is what they call pain, loss, and hurt. He runs away from the giver who's telling him that he wasn't meant to see that for a few more years. To Rosemary. She was the receiver before Jonas. The giver sees Rosemary in his own memories, crying as she walks away. Meanwhile, Jonas sees Asher on the community grounds. Asher finds him acting peculiar and watches his friend walk away. Jonas is in a haze as he looks at the children playing, unaware of the pain and loss he's feeling. Fiona approaches him and he finally caves in. He tells her that he's stopped taking his injections and wants to quit being a receiver. He encourages her to stop her injections too, and soon she'll know what he is talking about. Fiona thinks he's nuts and insists that he doesn't quit his role. He then tells her to meet up with him tomorrow at the fountain. Jonas returns to the house at the edge and finds the giver in the basement watching a memory. The giver finally tells Jonas about Rosemary, his daughter, and the receiver before him. She was in training for just 2 months when she insisted that she was ready to take on the pain. He then showed her a memory of a mother losing her child. Unfortunately, too bad if Rosemary was only living in elsewhere, but the giver gives him a dark look and shows him a hologram video of the people who were released that's being tracked down. The giver hands him the map and gives him one last memory to give him courage. Jonas rides his bike to the nurturing center and approaches Fiona. He manages to convince her to take him to the restricted floor where Gabriel is being held together with the other uncertains. Meanwhile, soldiers are already gathering outside the center. Jonas tells her that he's leaving the community tonight and taking Gabriel with him. He asks Fiona to join him, but she refuses, saying that she just can't leave her family behind. He promises to come back for her and they share one last kiss. Jonas takes Gabriel as Fiona takes another cradle and lures the security away while he escapes. Jonas runs outside and steals one of the security motorcycles as Fiona is finally caught. He rides all the way to the edge as more security chases him. As he's nearing the end of their property, he takes a deep breath and takes the plunge towards the unknown. He disappears into the mist and lands into unknown terrain below. Since the elders can't track him now, they take in Asher and Fiona for interrogation. Meanwhile, Jonas has reached the desert and is traveling at top speed towards the border. Back at the headquarters, the elders learn about Jonas's plans and arrest the giver. The giver wakes up in prison together with Fiona while the elders hold a ceremony of loss for Jonas to try and make up for his disappearance. The chief elder reveals to Asher that Jonas is likely still alive and assigns him a secret mission to track him down and get rid of him. Asher accepts the assignment but feels conflicting feelings since Jonas assisted him and let them go. Jonas starts running but the drone's magnet pulls them up and away. Asher then flies the drone to a river and drops them. He doesn't have the heart to kill his friend and instead releases them into the water so that they could escape. He waits until he sees Jonas resurfaces from the water before flying away. The chief elder contacts Asher and for the first time in his life, Asher lies and tells him that Jonas is dead. Meanwhile, Jonas and Gabriel get out of the water and continue their journey towards the border. Despite wanting to give up hundreds of times, the memory of Fiona keeps Jonas going. He had to make it so that he could go back and rescue her. Meanwhile, Jonas's mother takes Fiona out of her cell and has made the arrangements for her release to elsewhere. Fiona tells Mother that she now understands what Jonas has been talking about. She's felt things she has never felt before and she knows there's so much more to the empty lives they've been living. Back at the Beyond, Jonas and Gabriel have reached the snowy mountains. They fight against the bitter cold as they find their way towards the borders. Jonas checks his map. The tower marking the border should be around here somewhere. As they continue their journey, Fiona is accompanied to the chamber room where she will be released. The giver arrives at the other side of the room and joins the elders. He begs the elders to put a stop to this charade and to finally release the people from this prison. The chief elder retorts back saying that they're delusional if they think bringing back love can help them. Love can easily turn to passion and then passion into contempt and then murder. People are weak and selfish. Out of all the people, the giver should know best that when people are given the power of choice, they always choose wrong. Meanwhile, Jonas wakes up in the midst of the snow, having collapsed from the cold, and cradles Gabriel in his arms. He sees the sled, just like in the memory, and climbs on it. They slide down the snowy hill and finally reach the tower indicating the border. They pass through the force field and millions of memories are released just as they're about to place the injection on Fiona. Jonas and Gabriel arrive at the house, feeling ecstatic to know that it's real. And in his heart, Jonas knows that Fiona is safe and they will see each other very soon. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.